one of the missing part of the puzzle. How do you guys see the importance of education? How can we create more awareness? Let's say we're building this platform, but without you understanding RWA or any people from any part of the world, it's basically meaningless and useless, right? So one of the reasons why we're organizing this kind of event in different countries is actually to create awareness on RWA, the potential challenges, so that we can bring more users, which our space needs, right? And more builders. So Angie, maybe we can start with you. How do you think about this project? How can we create
Okay, I think for the education and for in the Web3 field, it is rather important. I think for two main reasons. I think the first one will be user empowerment, so that they are able to make more informed and also responsible decisions on the whatever they're doing of Web3 field, and also for greater adaptation. So because I think a lot of for the current users in the Web3 field is still limited compared to other fields. So I think this kind of education will be able to allow them to understand what they're doing, and also have more greater adaptations in the different projects, and also the different courses that they're doing. So I think the fact that we are gathered here today is a form of education and also the empowerment. And looking forward, I think there's a lot of communities already doing. We can form communities for Web3 learning, and also for various events, and also for panel discussions to create awareness and also education purpose. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, similar question to you, Brent. So, what are you going to do educating people, creating awareness? Do you also have a community? You briefly talk about this.
Yeah, actually, I'm not an expert in WA, so I'm also a beginner in this field. Just before this panel, I talked with Joe Su. He's explaining how to tokenize the Bitcoin hash rate, because my field is related to Bitcoin mining, because we're providing Bitcoin mining pool service for customers. So actually, I think this is a very good way to do the education, like face-to-face communication with the innovators and with the participants in the new field or new technology organization. So and also some kind of activities like what we are doing today is also a very good way of educating ordinary people, like beginners like me, to try to understand more about the new field like RWA. Yeah, I think you just go to talk to people who are in the field and try to educate yourself and try to explain it to the people around you. That is a very good way of educating people. And if everybody is doing the same thing, then everybody is educated. Yeah. So.
Thank you. So Joe, I noticed you're very active on social media. So are you doing any content that can somehow make a contribution to the space? Are you sharing any of your knowledge? Because knowledge is useless when it's not shared, right? It's valuable when shared. Yeah. I think from fun here.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So basically we educated our potential investors and existing investors in kind of two dimensions. I would say the first dimension is offline and online, and the second dimension is the bottom up and the top down, right? So what we do offline is that we attend this kind of gatherings as a speaker, and also do some offline roadshows. And for the online, we have some weekly AMA to keep communicating what the progress we have and what the news, the latest progress in the RWAs, and what the RWA is, what is the Bitcoin mining is. So this kind of offline, online, and increase the frequency, people will get used to this kind of and keep exposing to the RWA. I think frequency is important when we do the educations. And as for the top-down and bottom-up, I think for the top-down, we create lots of contents and post it on like the medias, the traditional media and social media. So for traditional medias like Yahoo Finance to talk about RWA and some tokenization progress, and also our own contents on the mediums to talk about what the Bitcoin mining is, kind of things. And for the bottom up, we have some community, we have some BD, we have some CM. So in this way, people could talk with each other P2P to learn from their peers. In this way, I think both offline, online, bottom up, top down, this kind of two dimensions to that everyone fully cultivated to the RWA.
Thank you. And Pushkar, I noticed you're not only educating people but also educating yourself. So I noticed we met in many different events in Dubai. We're both based in Dubai. And you're very active in participating in offline events. I've seen you many times. So that means you're willing to learn from from the people that you meet. I noticed you asked me. I remember you asked me many good questions, some hard questions as well in RWA in terms of what we're building and how we approach to the solutions of problems. So can you please tell a little bit about yourself and how you did this, how you help people educate.
What I feel, I think education is necessary in all spheres of life, first of all. And the more we remain educated and updated with the trend, the more we'll be able to live comfortably in our life. Necessity is the mother of invention, right? And if the next thing comes, the user adoption, right? The invention happened and adoption is not there, it dies. And that is lost to the world and the universe. And that is for bad. But in case, it's our duty as well to educate what it is all about. Every invention is to reduce the redundancies in the process, and this is what we are doing RWS as well. And talking about it. Before that, there was no technology to do that, right? But now technology is there. But there are various challenges. We being an entrepreneur, we have to face. But the industry has to evolve further and keep on educating and to bring on user adoption so that their lives would be more easy. This is something I think that is very much duty of ours. And at the same time, what I feel is like if now in the time of digital media, to reach out to these people, this is pretty easy, and we should definitely go out, speak out more, tell what it is all about. And we are doing our bit from all the possible mediums we have.
Thank you. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, thanks. And Adam, so actually Joe mentioned quickly. So he said they do organize online, offline events on a regular basis. Actually, because BG3 we do this as well. To inviting different peoples that are experts from what they're doing. Either they're lawyers, they're builders, community members, regular people, doesn't matter how, but we need everyone's opinions, right? And we do share, exchange ideas, and we come to a conclusion through which we find our way. So how are you guys doing in MetaBit Network?
Sorry, I think thank you, Hakan, and we should all clap for this thing, for organizing this particular event and making it big, because education is something that is starting with you. And
thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Education is very important, just like everyone here. So RWA actually is another new concept for us as a public layer 1 tool, and we also do educations every day. Besides organize the online, offline event, and I don't want to repeat that part as Joe. And I want to add something else, is that we're gonna soon launch our first RWA hackathon in our public team. Just also trying to build, educate the communities.
Oh, that's good. You can maybe, more details. You can talk about more details about this part of the talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like we encourage the builders come to our chain to build RWA related projects. And I think right now there is no hackathon do like that. We specifically focus on RWA, just to bring more people and involve and know and realize in this industry, in this field. That is what our doing right now. Another thing is that as a public chain, we also try to make the chain is easier access to everyone. So we also, as our NFT marketplace gonna launch, and we also like one click to helping everyone, a Web2 user, and to mint their own NFTs by single click through the phone. I think this will also be a way to educate people to know more about the Web3 space and also RWAs. Thank you.
Thank you. So I highly suggest you to follow each speakers and get connected right after this part. We'll be starting in basically 10 minutes to talk to them and ask you questions you have in mind, so that this meeting, this event could be meaningful for everyone. Otherwise, coming and listening is one part, but asking you questions, getting answers to each of them is another part, and I think this is the most important part. So, and I have one more, and this is my last question. Again, I don't want to waste too much time on this. It's more about networking. And I will not repeat the same things that we touched upon, during our presentations. But you, let's say, Angie, as someone from Quest Ventures, why do you think it's valuable? I mean, I'm talking about RWA. If you think it's risky, do you guys want to invest, or are you willing to invest? If yes, why do you see it? Why do you think there is a huge potential? How do you approach to it? And if you think it's risky, why do you think it's risky? Is it because there are some legal challenges that haven't been solved, or there are some other reasons?
I think RWA actually provides plenty of opportunities and challenges for the new era entrepreneurships, and also for VCs as well when we look into projects. So we do see RWA as an opportunity because it actually provides a win-win situation for both investors and asset owners. So you see at first that it actually lowers kind of like the barrier for investments, and also like can go in at a small amount, it can diversify your portfolios and stuff. And for asset owners, it allows you to broaden your pool of investors as well. So there's plenty of opportunities there that we can actually look into. But actually, there are also various challenges that are also discussed earlier on, including regulation. So moving forward, actually, we do see a clearer definition and also like a more standardized regulation to be in place, so that to cover the space. Yeah, that's for the VC side of things. Yeah, but we see a lot of great potentials there, especially for the skills that it could take, and also the interoperability of the RWA. Yeah,
it's very important, to get to know about how VC approach the RWA. We are also a project that is seeking investments, and I do this kind of talk on a regular basis with different VCs, venture capitals, and also people, angel investors. So I'll be definitely asking you more questions after this part. So Frank, you just, and thank you by the way. Frank, you just said you're quite new in terms of understanding RWA. What I can ask you here is your first impression, having listened to all speakers, all those presentations. How do you feel the people's reaction to it?
Well, I think today's activity is quite interesting because I talked with somebody here already about tokenization, and I also learned something. I did some homework to try to understand what is tokenization and what is RWA. It's a very, very interesting event, and from my perspective, I think, because I'm focusing on blockchain infrastructure, so I think there's a lot of opportunity in RWA and also in tokenization, and also there are some challenges. But whenever a new technology and new innovation comes, there is a lot of opportunity, and together with some challenges. I think these challenges can be solved based on the community's work and based on the company's innovation, providing better infrastructure for tokenization and for RWA. It kind of built a new bridge for the investors, between the investors and the asset owners, and a whole new way. And it lowered the barrier for the investors and bring more diversified investments for them. I do see a lot of energy and a lot of opportunity in this industry. So I believe in the future it can be, up to $16 trillion markets, and then that'll
The next wave, right?
yeah. So
it's coming.
Yeah, it'll be it's a very very fantastic world after that.
So it's good as we discussed before someone else does, right? And it's already been discussed, but we're one of those pioneers. When it's already, when it goes viral, yeah, everyone jumps in, but we're the one who have been building already for some time. So thank you. And Joe, I actually met Joe during one of our Twitter Space events, together with Evan. So we, again, as I said, we do this educational part very often, every week, each time talking about different topics, mostly RWA related, below Web3. So how do you approach this? Anything is actually from your side? Anything hash rate? I don't know. Whenever you hold it, there's something happening.
It's not friendly to me, but anyway, RWA friendly to me. So yeah, I think HHE.
Yeah, it's actually a very good example what you guys are building in terms of RWA. So
Yeah.
if you're seeing it's risky, you can talk about risk, but apparently you're more focused on the potential, so that's why you're doing it.
Correct. Yeah, we do it because we see a potentials, and it's a huge potentials, and I strongly believe that 16 trillion is kind of conservative kind of estimations. So HEG, we have spent about a year to finish all the compliance with US SEC and also the US lawyers. So I think, firstly, I want to illustrate our visions to that more people have the access to the Bitcoin mining in a compliant, transparent, and sustainable way. So for the compliance, that's why we spend lots of time and effort to finish all kind of things. And I think RWA is kind of like interesting topics to the governments. So I think there are more and more governments, they embrace the RWA on the blockchains. So I think we are kind of pioneer to push the ancient governments, like Hong Kong governments. We are talk closely with them to make sure everything's happening correctly, compliantly, and comfortably, right? So this is compliance. And secondly, it's about transparent. So I think one key solutions that tokenization provide to the Web2 is about transparency, and especially about blockchain transparency, because all the things on chains, like HHG will distribute the monthly dividends in the WBTC, and so everything's on chain. So right now, like in the mining US company, the US mining company, maybe they distribute their dividends, but in kind of centralized way. Like people will not know like how much they are going to distribute. But for HAG, I think this is not the case because everything's every day, the daily activities on chain. So basically, they will know that how much they could gain from the mining BTC, right? So transparency is important. That's why this is it's about sustainability because when people have the trust in your projects, sustainability is kind of an important issue as well, right? So there are lots of rocket pool happening in the Web3. We don't like that. And HHG, we don't want that to happen. So for us, the sustainability means that every month we will reserve 30% of that yield as a reserve to maintain the hash power. Because one critical issue in the Bitcoin mining industry past is about hash power decay or hash power depreciations. So I think in this way, using the security tokens is kind of compliance gateway to tokenize the Bitcoin hash power to fully fulfill our visions, so that more people have the access to the Bitcoin mining is what we are going to do. And I think we are more than happy to become a pioneer, just like BG Trade in the RWA segments. And I think the segment will be big, and maybe the crypto in the next 2 years will be the tokenized RWA in the next 2 years. Yeah, that's my opinion.
That was really well inspiring. I also did see huge opportunities here. So Pushkar, you can talk about this question, but I have another one. So is there any specific thing that you want to achieve in the coming 5 years in the space of RWA? From your side, anything you can share with us?
Yeah, I would love to share with that. I think,
Your dream, I'm asking about your dream. 5 years in Web3 is actually quite a long time.
Quite long time. Undoubtedly, yes. Trend changes like anything. But for me, I think whatever you feel like, whatever you touch and feel, and whatever the asset classes we have, let it be, we are restricted to, our mindset is restricted to the asset classes for the normal people, like, if you have money, let's have a real estate, a home for thing, and a car, and then maybe if we go luxury, maybe we can have a Rolex or 80 some good day. But I think post that we go into equities, and post that we and the whole life goes into that. And at the same time, we never buy these products in a way to sell because they are very much attached to us, but they are highly illiquid in nature. That makes it. So I would say dream, so called, to bring any asset class one can think of, a man can think of, should be in their maybe sort of MetaMask wallet, highly liquid. Whenever you want to swap, maybe you are bored of your Mercedes, go swap it with BMW. It's the use case. It's as simple as that. It's not about owning Mercedes or BMW, right? It's like I'm driving BMW today. Why not? It should be there. So we are not possible right now till date because technology was not there, but now it's very much there, right? We can actually use that. So this will create an ecosystem of hyper barter trading, as I say. And when we'll get this habit of, there will be more, it is more greener, we'll be able to access more value from our assets at the same time. And what I feel, I think, will be more productive in nutshell. So in nutshell, every asset you own should be in your wallet. As simple as that.
That's great. Thank you. Appreciate it. So if you ask me the personal one, I would definitely say if I see my parents, my mom, and my dad talking about Web3 on a daily basis, maybe sometime, that would be actually a huge progress for me. We should let more people know about this. It's definitely what we're doing. It's not scam, but I see they look at only a few examples on TV channels. They read some things that we do have, unfortunately, but it's not something specific to Web3, right? Web3 is more vulnerable though, because we're quite new. We're talking about something that is 15 years old, right? Thank you. So, Adam, can I ask for your dream, anything you want to achieve in the next maybe couple of years as MetaBit network or you personally? Both are fine.
Okay. For my dream is about I want to be free forever for my digital identities. So
That's everyone.
So speaking of my dream, that we all know privacy and also the digitalization, like AI, which is very popular now. Our life is not only the current one. This is our only body, but our mindset, our soul will last forever. So I think this is my dream. In the future, we can inherit that wisdom to different generations. And speaking of our projects, I want to give a very interesting examples. One of our partners in Australia, he is doing a very interesting RWA. They issue NFT for a winery. So after every bottle of wine, they have their own NFT. And also, based on the winery, they build a game on it. So when they start playing the game, and also they can gain the NFT. At the same time, in the future, they unlock their token. So this is the example that with what we call the RWA will relate to our life very good in the future. And imagine 20 years ago when internet just arrived. At the time, we don't know we can buy shopping online using our credit card. At the time, like my mom generation, they still put their money under the pillow. And the old culture, they think that the money put there, they can be safe and also can grow. But imagine now, everything is on the phone. We cannot live without phone. So few years ago maybe it's DeFi, but definitely right now it's RWA, and also it's everyone's need, and it's already come. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. So actually this part is over, and thank you all. I think it's very valuable to have you guys here and to have this organization bring those people here together. So we're starting another part, the after party. I really hope you can find our speakers and come and ask your questions that you have in mind. Maybe we have some opportunities to cooperate together. Maybe you guys are building your own projects on platform that can benefit from their projects. So we have investors, project builders, lawyers in the space I know personally. So please take a few seconds to appreciate them and give them big hands. So again, we're done with the solo speeches and panel discussion. So the only thing we're going to do now is getting to know one another, enjoying the drinks. We have drink. The networking part is again the most important part. So thank you all for coming and supporting us. We are going to be doing this on a regular basis. We were in Hong Kong, South Korea, Thailand, and now we're here in Singapore. We'll be doing this in many different countries, and really your presence here actually gives us the biggest motivation to do the upcoming events. So, and we're also looking for your feedbacks. You can anytime come and ask your questions to me, to other speakers. So again, thank you all.
Okay, all look at me. Okay, here, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Video. Now look at the video. Give me a 5 videos. Any action? Yes. Nice. When I say 1, 2, 3, action. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, action. Okay, keep going. Forward one. Yeah. Okay, serious one. Okay, let me. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. 然后一个是